Hello, Siti. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for asking me to be your guest.
Oh, sure, man. My pleasure. Yeah. Had a couple of hiccups, but we made it happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Well, you still have your cough lah right
Yeah, I
now.
still have my cough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Siti Kasim. If you don't know, or maybe some of you, I think most of y'all would have heard of her or know who she is. But those that don't know, who is Siti Kasim?
I'm just a human being, a mother, of friends to many. Just a Malaysian who wants Malaysia to be better. That's it. Yeah.
You forgot to do you have a job?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, because you're very busy.
Okay, I'm a lawyer lah by profession. Yes, and social activist. And I talk a lot about issues, especially Orang Asli, as well as the use of religion and religious movement in Malaysia. That's my pet area lah. Yes.
Yeah, you are an extremely polarizing figure here in Malaysia. People either love you or hate you, so much so
Yeah.
to a point, right, where you had a bomb threat in your car 2 years ago.
Yep.
To people that don't know, what happened during that? How did it get so bad until that point?
I've no idea. To be honest, I never felt that I'm actually a threat to anyone, okay? But obviously, maybe perhaps the things I say or my defiance towards the authorities and the religious authorities and speaking up about religion perhaps irks or, like some people don't like it. So I was I was due to drive to Kelantan for a case, Orang Asli case.
Yeah.
And my car was due for servicing. So I sent my car to the garage, the usual garage that I send for my service.
Yeah.
It's due for servicing anyway. So I thought, like normal, I just drop my car off and then I will go and have my lunch. And once it's ready, they'll call me. I'll come and get my car. Yeah. And so I was about to eat at that time. Then the garage called me and said, Siti, what happened to your car? And I said, what happened? I said, and then they say, got rubbish lah under your car. Not rubbish, something under your car. Then she said, have you looked at your phone, my WhatsApp messages? And I said, no, I'm not really on my phone all the time. So I look at my phone, there are some photos that she sent to my WhatsApp, and I look at it and I saw I thought it's like rubbish being stuck under my wire, under my tire,
Yeah.
And I said, what rubbish is this? And then she said, no rubbish, City, got wire in there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Got wire and batteries, And I said, and she said, you come back now. So I have to bungkus my food and then walk up back to the garage. And so I went to look, because you see, they only saw it because they lifted my car.
Yeah.
When they were about to look underneath the car lah. Then so the car was still up there. So I saw these 2 bottles being tied up to the behind the tire.
Like a X like that. Like a X shape.
Yes. So I look at it and then got like wires, tissue, some oil, batteries.
Yeah.
And then I called the police. And then it took them a while for them to come. Then some police came and have a look. Then only they called the bomb squad. Then when the bomb squad arrived...
Wait. You said to them, it looks like a bomb.
Yes.
Okay.
It looks like a bomb, I said. I think it's a bomb.
So the question is, right, why when you're at the workshop, if I'm the mechanic, right, I'm like, get this car out of here, this whole area right now. And so how do you even go near? You didn't drive the car, right? Or
I drove the car.
They took it out lah.
No, you see what happened? I drove the car to the garage, of course. And then everybody's still doing their work. Nobody... You see, we don't know, actually, to be honest. I don't even know it's called IED, okay? And for me, it looks like a bomb, but it's so... it's kind of hilarious. Yeah. These bottles, it looks like it's...
man-made...
it's like a joke.
Yes.
I thought it's a joke.
Okay, I see.
No, seriously, I thought it's like, you know,
Like a fake bomb.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't compute, you know. I thought it's like, so yeah, I was doing live, you know, and you know why I was doing live? Everything I do, there's a reason for it. I was doing live to ensure that the public, it will be recorded. How long and how serious the police take this?
Yes.
How long the police will come?
Yeah.
To look at this, you know,
Yeah.
whether they take it seriously or not.
Yeah.
Okay. It took them some time. I think about an hour or so.
Sorry. So the bomb squad, did they like reach out and say yes, confirm it's a bomb?
Yeah.
They did. They call you.
No, I was there. You see what happened when they arrived? They quickly say, "Get everybody out of here!" You know.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, "Oh, okay, run outside," you know, and so they cordoned the area, so I was still around. Then, I was taken by some police into McDonald to take my statement or whatever lah. Then, they say they actually blasted the 2 bottles.
They destroyed the bomb.
Yeah. They use a robot, I think, to take down the thing.
Okay.
But my car was still there.
Yeah.
I told them, I said, please don't destroy my car. I said, this is the only car I have.
The car you drove just now?
Yeah. So I said, that's the only car I have. You know, I can't afford to buy any else, you know, so please do not, you know, I mean, I'm surprised until now they still do not find the perpetrator. When the car was so dirty, obviously there will be some, fingerprints car. I don't know whether they did take or not. And they exactly know when it's planted.
How do they know when it's planted?
Yeah, you see, they look at my condo CCTV.
So they saw the people that planted?
No, they didn't see. They knew the day it was planted. So they went back. The CCTV, my car, when I'm in and out, from the CCTV, they can see the thing. So they went back. 2 weeks, it was hanging under my car, that thing. So they went back. And then on the day when I left, nothing underneath my car. When I came back, that thing is already hanging. So that means it was installed on the 7th.
Okay,
I remember the date. Yeah. On the 7th, it was installed.
So why the bomb never explode? Obviously, like,
I don't know.
yeah, what, like, it's a mystery lah. But what's crazy is the follow-up. I mean, I heard you mention also there was barely any follow-up or...
Nothing.
What happened lah? Like when you call the police and say, hey, you know, this is a serious thing. You know, someone can die.
Yeah,
a Malaysian citizen can die.
See, I asked the IO what's happening, and then it was some time ago, a long time ago. She said, "Oh, we have sent it to the AG. That's it."
To the what?
AG.
AG is?
To the prosecution lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but didn't tell me anything.
Yeah.
I'm the victim here.
Yeah.
I should be entitled, right, to know. Who do they actually suspect or who did they have in mind? Because let me tell you the whole story. So when they told me the day it was installed, I knew exactly where I was and what I did lah on that day. Because you see, everything I put in my diary. So all my movement, you know, I will put in my diary. So on that particular day, I went to 3 places. Now, the first one is at the court, Kajang Court.
Yes.
Kajang Court, the parking for lawyers, got a CCTV. I was there for a couple of hours. The most likely place to be installed is there. You know why? The other 2 places I went, impossible. Because after I left the court in Kajang Court, I went to the R&R in Dukung to buy some food. And the car was parked right outside the restaurant.
Yeah,
and
I
can see.
and
I was there just a couple of minutes, takeaway.
Yes.
And then after that, I left there. I went to a kampung Orang Asli, which I never stopped anywhere. And it was in the kampung. The car was parked right in front of the house of the villager. and it's impossible.
Very
it's
unlikely
installed.
place
Very
for-
unlucky In a village, Orang Asli, which nobody knows I'm going there. Nobody knows.
Yes.
So the only likely place is in the court. And the court, who will know that I'm there? The police. Because this case was about Orang Asli that was accused of murdering the one Indonesian, the Peeping Tom case. Okay, we were defending me and my friend Susanna. It was done pro bono lah to help this Orang Asli because we believe that he's being set up by the police.
Oh.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, so was he guilty?
No. The
case still ongoing?
No, finished already. Yeah, he was acquitted. Because I'm telling you, in the case, the first day during the cross between Susanna and the police, the judge actually suggests to the prosecution, I suggest you bring it back to your boss and tell them to withdraw. He didn't say to withdraw, but to rethink about this case. Because the police was lying, it's so clear. And that's the thing about our prosecution. I have a lot to say about our AG chambers.
Yeah.
The way and in the manner they prosecute people. Even though they have no strong case to charge someone, basically for murder, just because this guy is an Orang Asli, and thanks. So he was first charged for murder, and then when we appear months later, and he was stuck in the jail. After this thing got to me through an NGO who told me about this and asked whether I can help. Then when I appear the first day, then only the police look at me. Oh, what are you doing here? I said, working lah. I said.
They're scared of you.
This is the Kajang police station, the one that arrested me.
Yeah.
And
the same people.
Yes, in the lockup.
That was 2017, is it? 18 now.
Now I'm suing them. The case is coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we
so much.
Can briefly share about that also later. But
yes.
So, I'm just an ordinary person listening to your crazy stories, right?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you actually think that the police planted a bomb?
Yeah.
In your house?
Who else?
Hey guys, if this is your first time listening to this podcast, maybe second time, if you've liked this podcast episode or maybe even previous podcast episodes, please help me out, support the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the comment button, what you thought about today's episode, suggestions, who you want to see in future podcast episodes, and enjoy the rest of the episode.
And conveniently, the CCTV not working on that day.
The Kajang parking CCTV.
Yep.
If that is the case, and it seems like you're confident that it is.
Who else? No one knows I'm there. Except the police and the court staff.
I'm scared for you. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, well, if anything happened to me, you guys know who are the perpetrators lah. You see, I'm not scared to die, honestly.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I kind of realized that a while ago. I'm like,
because you see, I believe.
That's why I respect you so much.
I believe in. You see, people who claim to believe in God, but they don't trust in God. I believe because as a Muslim, we believe in qada and qadar, right? Yeah. So your life is already fated in a way, yeah.
Yeah, written in stone, lah.
It's written, and but of course, God says nothing is set in stone, but you can actually change your destiny. But you have to do it. You have to change your own destiny. It's not like God says you are going to die like this, but if you are taking steps to change, God will grant, I believe in that. And so for me, if I am, bound to die in a certain way, I will die, no matter how. Yeah. And we all die anyway, but I just feel that a lot of things are wrong, not necessarily when I say the police force plan to kill me. No, there may be some, people in the police force, group of people like what happened to Pastor Ko and you see all that. So this we cannot say the police as a whole or the boss involved. There may be groups of people in the police force themselves. A few of them
That were aware of this operation.
who take it upon themselves to do something, so we don't know about that, but the only people who will know I'm there would be the police and the court staff.
Yeah, I guess you've made your case.
But you see, there were 2 bottles, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe one is meant for my friend Susanna, the other lawyer who's handling the case.
No, but the 2 bottles were stuck together, right? Like an X.
Yeah, but it was tied together. Maybe it was an afterthought when Susanna didn't turn up that day.
Oh.
So okay. I'm the only one. So they say, never mind, put 2 bottles for her.
Make sure she dies.
Yeah. So Susanna didn't turn up. She's supposed to turn up, but she didn't. She was not well that day. So we don't know. Is it that bottle, that IED was related to the case I'm doing? Or is it something to do with who I am? That one I'm not sure, because the 2 bottles look like tied up together like an afterthought, okay?
The 1.5 liter mineral water bottle.
Yeah, so they put it together and then they tie it together, that bottle, and then one of them being hooked to the car.
Okay, so
that one I don't know lah. The police should know what. They can't even find one fingerprint. The car was so dirty, I haven't watched it.
Like, were there no records of whoever came into your apartment at that point?
Not installed in my apartment, because I left that morning to court.
it was still okay.
It was empty, nothing underneath. They saw from the CCTV. They showed me. I have.
No, but how can the CCTV see you're under your car?
No. The CCTV, when the car go up and down, you see my car was parked at level 2. So when it goes down, there's a CCTV there. When it goes up, there's a CCTV.
Oh, you can actually see like
the bottom part.
Oh, from far you can actually see
the CCTV. No, you cannot see. My car is so low. But the car is going up like that, so the CCTV from there can see.
Oh, okay. So you're actually it's actually very lucky that the CCTV can actually
yes,
see it, yeah.
my parking condo got CCTV that see the car very clearly, very clear. You can see the bottle in the morning when I left, nothing underneath the car, and then when I came back, the thing was already underneath the car. So it definitely was installed on that particular day. It's where it was installed, the question. So as I said, I was only at 3 places.
Yeah, Kajang Station.
Yeah, Kajang Court. Kajang Court. So that is the most likely place, because it's a very quiet area. Only lawyers and staff park, the parking level. And there is a CCTV, but conveniently it's not working. And then, I was there quite a few hours, so that means it can be at the R&R, cannot be at the Orang Asli village.
Yeah.
Cannot be. Yeah.
Okay, so, me hearing this, right, if I were to not believe you, right, I would think that you're crazy. But if I were to believe you, right, I would think that whatever you're doing and everything, the position that you're putting yourself in, extremely, extremely dangerous, right? And I feel like that's the reason why so many people do not dare to say, to even say anything near the things that you are saying out loud publicly, right? Which that is the truth lah. Okay, people who have shared the same opinions as you, they would definitely understand where I'm coming from. I want to understand about, like, just a little bit about your background lah. Like, where did this relentless voice of yours come from? Like, have you always kept a close eye on politics?
In my adulthood. Okay, my character. Where do I get this?
Or where did you study and all? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Grew up, raised where?
My parents. My parents were uneducated, kampung people. Okay, but they are the best parents.
Sorry, where?
In Melaka. Yes.
Okay, you're Melaka
I was
then.
born in Sungai Udang, raised in Sungai Udang. I call it Prawn River, you know.
It is Prawn River.
Yeah. So basically, that's where I grew up. I was born there, grew up. I was born in a very poor family. Okay. Because I am the second last. There are 7 of us. I was fortunate enough. All my siblings, the elder ones, once they start working, they help my parents, and so my life was not so as bad as theirs.
I see.
When they are growing up. My sister, when she went to school, my elder sister and my second sister, when they went to school, they can pass the books down, right? And my father actually, of course, typical male at that time, say that, girls, why the need to go to schools, you just stop because my elder siblings, they have a rough time going to school and all that. They, even when my elder sister talk about the time when she goes to school, she went with, like torn clothes, school clothes, yeah?
Yeah, worn out clothes.
Yeah, and when my father told my second sister to stop schooling, my elder sister is really the mover and the person who actually, the one that actually think for the family, like me and my youngest brother. She's the one who told my parents to send us into town school, English medium school.
Yeah, KL.
No, in Melaka lah.
Oh.
You see, I live in
you all call it town school last time, is it?
Yeah, because you see, town school lah, because that's in town.
Oh, you mean Melaka town?
Melaka
Okay,
town.
okay.
I live in Sungai Udang,
I see,
11
I see.
miles away. So normally you go around the school because there is a school in Sungai Udang. Like my sister above me goes to the local school.
Yeah, the neighborhood
But
school.
somehow my elder sister told my parents to send both of us to English medium school. So so my parents registered me and my brother, me at MGS and my brother at TES, Trengkera English School, me MGS. But when I started school, the government changed into all Malay medium.
When you
1970, yeah. You're not even born.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so the year they start changing into all Malay medium.
Malay medium as in the subjects are taught in Malay.
Correct. Everything in Malay.
Which
But-
is like right now, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Yeah, but then after that, while they changed back, right? But then changed back so many times. So anyway, but somehow we are fortunate because our teachers are all still the same teachers.
They're not used to it. They haven't
Yeah, so
fully...
our
yeah.
communication in schools are still in English.
Yes.
So everything was in English except teaching lah. But everything was still in English medium amongst us. Yeah. So that's but yeah.
Yeah, no, so how come... What caused you to be so brave and be able to speak out?
Where do I get these characteristics?
Yeah.
I think I was born with it.
Okay.
I don't think it's something you can acquire, but you can learn to be brave. Yes, but I have always been a person who never listened.
Okay,
Stubborn from small. Yeah. And I've always been challenging people. Even though I don't know, I always challenge. Like. I remember I went to Malacca town. My mother wants to buy some materials, because you see, my mother, as I said, she was raised as a Malay, but the Chinese blood in her is still Chinese. You see, when my mother, despite never work, never even finish school, she only attended school until standard 3, and she read very slowly. But she still can read. And despite not educated, she's a very inspiring, very hardworking, finding money. So she does this business, selling materials to the Orang Kampung, and then the Orang Kampung pay her monthly. Yeah.
Selling what?
Kain lah. Material,
Cloth.
whatever about kain, so that's that's how she earns money for herself. You know, I mean, despite her, to be honest, despite her, as I said, not educated, not working, you know, every time she gets money from my brothers and sisters, you know, like it's normal, right? In the family, when you work, you give money to your parents. Yeah. When she died, for a woman who never worked and then not a proper job or anything, not educated,
Yes.
she has about 200,000 in her account.
Wow.
We were shocked.
But you all didn't know about that before?
No, she keeps this her bank account lah.
It's a pleasant surprise for my children.
One thing about her, you know, she's very shrewd. She is not big spender, but she never deny us proper food lah. You know, she makes sure that we have enough food. And I have very fond memories of my parents, you know. I had the most enjoyable childhood, despite being poor.
Yeah.
But I really feel my parents have done a great job in raising us.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that, you know, unfortunately,
So
they passed away a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I want to, like, because I have Malay friends, right, who are not exactly the most conservative. Okay, maybe they are. They don't drink. They do puasa and all. They do follow the religion, but they do hang around a lot of people who are very open, also more whitewashed and all. But these people, they actually like really dislike you, you know. And I was shocked to hear that because from like the circle of people they hang out with, which is very open and all, open Malays, I didn't expect that lah. So I want to know, like, how did he come to this point, like?
Okay, you have to understand that.
And sorry, also, when did you first get noticed by the public eye?
You see, the Islamists, I call them the Islamofascists. They have managed to create that I am anti-Islam, anti-Malay, you see. That is before the advent of like TikTok or really Facebook and things like that. So they have talked about me everywhere. They even, in their ceramah in the school, even in schools, they have badmouthed me already, that I am anti-Islam, anti-Malay. And so they have, even in the surau, in the masjid, they have mentioned my name as a bad person. Okay, that. So then they go down through schools, you know, they have already badmouthed me lah, and claim that things which I've never said, which I've never even, you know, they created stories about me and all that. So they have managed to form amongst the Malays, some of them who never bothered to check or even listen to what I've said.
Yeah.
Then only they, but now I notice, after TikTok, after I start to talk, doing videos,
Yes.
and then they start to listen directly from me, and then they say, "Ay, betul lah what she said," you know, because then they listen directly from me. Yeah, so that's why the perception, because you see, and then there's another trait of Malays you have to understand. They don't like forward women. They don't like women who dare to say anything or being rude or, you know, curse and cuss. For them, that they have this idea that women should be in a certain way. And they don't like Malay women to be more than men, you know?
Yeah.
So they have this perception. So that's why I've always said, I'm not doing what I'm doing now to please anyone. Okay, I'm not. You don't like me, fine, no problem. I said, you know, for me, I have to be true to myself and say what I need to say. So if those people who dislike me, I bet you they don't even know me personally. They have not even heard what I've said. They don't even bother to read what I've written. So, you know, it's just an opinion just because I am different from others.
Yeah, and also they probably they take clips from here and there of what you said
Correct,
without the
yeah.
full actual video or conversation that
Yes.
you were having.
Yeah.
When was when did you first start getting noticed by the public?
I think when I showed the middle finger.
That was 2013.
I can't remember. Yeah, but yeah, I think when I showed the middle finger to past people.
Oh,
Yeah.
then you are easy. It's very, very easy to frame you exactly how they want already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so they
okay.
use that photo everywhere, but no one asked what was the circumstances when I pull up the finger to them.
Yeah. So what was the circumstances? Now
So
we can
I
start.
attended the forum organized by PAS, and I think it was Sinar Harian on the RUU 355. I don't know whether you know what's that about.
The Sharia law, right?
Yes, about increasing punishment in the Sharia courts. So I've always been a hardcore follower of the movement of law with regards to Islam, and as well as movement of Islamic movement in Malaysia lah.
Yeah.
So I always attend forums and stuff like that. So this forum I went. So during Q&A, I asked, I think one of them is MCA guy, and then at that time is it Kir siapa, Menteri Agama, I can't remember at that time lah. And then a few past people lah. So my question lah, so they were booing at the back, the past people. They
Booing
were
you?
booing me lah, duduk lah,
No, wait, why were they booing you?
they don't like me.
But-
Past people.
Oh, okay. So most of the public didn't really know you then, but they knew who you
Of
are.
course, past people know me. I'm a well-known
Past enemy.
criticize against them. I mean, at one time in the one forum at IAIS, he passed away. He's one of they call it the High Council in PAS. What's his name? I can't remember. He's this stupid Dato professor, whatever. So he was promoting the hudud. So I asked him a question. He couldn't answer. He got so agitated until he nearly fell down the chair. Until the moderator has to stop.
So now you sold the story a lot. I need to ask more in detail.
Yeah.
What is hudud?
Oh, hudud is the so-called Islamic punishment lah.
Okay. Oh yes. Okay, correct.
Like
Yeah.
stoning you,
Yeah, understand.
cutting off you, chopping you off.
Yeah,
That's
so-
what they want.
Okay. So what did you say what question did you ask that really made him agitated?
Okay, you mean which one? The IAIS. Two different forum. The one I
No,
got booed, the one I showed the middle finger is they were booing and telling me to shut down, and then one guy trying to approach me. You see, they cut off that one. I said, you come lah, you come. I dare him to come and touch me. I said, you come and try and touch me. I said. Because he was very aggressive, at the forum with PAS. That's different. So when they were booing me and then blah, 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 then after I asked my question, and then I turned around, I just showed this lah, my contempt towards their booing me lah, kan. They were heckling me, okay?
Yeah.
And I remember that minister at that time, wah, okay, kita semakin panas. Dia kata, he was laughing about it. So anyway, that's what's happened with the middle finger. The IAIS.
Yeah.
Okay, he was giving his talk about
the hudud.
the beauty of hudud. Okay, you remember the accident on the Duke Highway where the Myvi killed a family?
Okay.
Very big accident.
I don't remember, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you Google, got this Myvi, they were racing, and then they hit this family, and the whole family died.
Like a family walking or
No, on the highway.
Oh,
They
they're-
were racing, this Myvi group,
Yeah.
and then they hit a family car.
a family car. Okay.
So it was a big. I think it was a very, very big accident. So the family died or something like that lah. And then, so he used that as an analogy, saying that if hudud exists right now in Malaysia, the family would have been compensated. He said, okay. That's what he tried to use lah as a comparison. And then he did. He said something about women lah. I asked 3 questions actually. And then okay. So first question, not question. I told him, I think you may have forgotten about insurance. I said, I'm sure the cars are all insured. These victims will get their compensation from the insurance.
Yes.
Okay. So that already embarrassed him, right?
Yeah.
Second question I asked. I just want you to show me one country, just one in this world that very successful, progressive, doing extremely well in implementing hudud. Their country, you show me. Their economy doing well. They are number 1, the best in the world. You just show me how hudud helps this country to become successful.
Yes.
You just give me one only, I said. And then the other one, I can't quite remember, that something about women's right lah.
He didn't reply. He couldn't say anything.
He couldn't answer. Of course he couldn't answer.
I thought they would have.
You know what he said? Wait, in response. This one. First thing he replied, I pity you.
I mean.
He said, I pity you and your friends. That's what he said. And then he went on. You know what? I think he's never met a woman like me lah. I stood up like this. I said, excuse me. I said, I did not ask for your pity. I want you to answer my question.
Oh dear.
Wow, member. Wow. He went berserk. Actually, at that time, belum lagi aktif this videoing tak ada. So I asked IAIS for a recording. They record, but they don't want to give me. I tell you, if that one come out, memang meletup because dia punya malu lah. Yeah, and then tell you a few of my friends were there lah. It's like they were like, whoa.
Okay. Oh, Siti.
Dia ingat I tak berani nak jawab. Okay, who do you think you are? Okay, I ask you a question. I don't ask for your pity. You do not need to try and belittle me.
Yeah. So he couldn't say anything already.
Couldn't say, and then he went trying to.
He walked off the stage.
No, he was like really like this movie, and until the moderator has to stop him. He nearly fell off the chair.
Okay.
Nick Rashid, the one who that took the case against Kelantan, she was there. Yeah. So some of my friends were there. They can vouch it's true. It's really true. I'm telling you. I told him, excuse me, boleh bangun balik ni. Excuse me, I didn't. It was so funny lah, I tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, don't try and because you see, whenever I go forum, people get scared lah because they know I will ask very pointed question. I will not beat around the bush. I will ask the question direct.
I mean,
the same way Anwar Ibrahim actually.
but the whole.
I asked Anwar Ibrahim
When
about
was
a long time ago when he actually gave a talk at Bar Council. I asked him. I said, "Who gave you the right? What is your stand on people who eat during Ramadan?" I remember that. I said, who gave you the right to control us whether we can eat during Ramadan in public or not? What is your stand on this Islamic State? He never, as usual, he never answered. Actually, after that, BBC tried to interview me.
Yeah. No.
People have never heard such a pointed question, and that is something for me surprising. You
mean you thought that he actually would answer you?
No, that this kind of question people don't ask.
Because it's supposed to be puasa, right?
No.
So
there is no compulsion. Not in the Quran, not in the Islam I know. No one should force anyone. Because these are, if let's say I don't fast and I eat, okay, there is no in the book to say that I'm not allowed to eat in public or whatever. These are all human-made laws. Okay, they call it takzir lah. These are all made by human. So that's why you go to Turkey, people are still eating, no problem. Because they have secular laws. They don't impose religious, so-called religious. What we have right now in the Sharia is not according to what the Quran These are all human made. Let me tell you.
Please do.
Do you know there's an enactment in the Sharia enactment in most of the state. If you don't pay zakat, you can be punished. Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And when was this implemented?
Well, it's always been there, but nobody knows. And then if you criticize the religious authorities,
Yeah.
you can be punished. Do you know that? People don't know. You know, people should look at their Sharia enactment. If they're Muslim if they're Muslim, they should look at the Sharia enactments. They will be shocked to see the provisions in there. Okay, they will be shocked. So there are a lot of provisions there, which your friends Malays who think that whatever they do now, nobody will do anything. No, they are pushing the boundaries now. They are trying to implement what they have already enacted. Okay, so eventually, if they can get their way, your friends who are Malays, who think that, my life is, nobody disturb me. I can do whatever I like. I can go clubbing. I can go tengok wayang with my girlfriend. I can do whatever I like. Nothing but the provision is there. You wait until it gets to you. Then only you say, oh, no wonder Siti is fighting them, because they think it will never get to them until it gets to them. Yeah.
I mean, that could be one reason. Another reason is also they just have no idea what they can do about it. You know what I mean? People just have no idea what they obviously what you're doing is you're making an effort. I'm saying that
it affects me. I'm a Malay, I'm a Muslim. If I don't speak up for me, no one will. What I'm doing is for myself, to be honest. Whatever I'm doing, I'm saying this more and more intrusion into my life. My personal life, is I don't agree with it. And I know, first of all, it's not according to my religion. But you see, majority of your friends, I doubt they even know what's in the Quran. They don't know. They only listen to the ustad.
He keeps saying my friend.
Yeah. No lah, these people. Yeah. You see, you ask them, you see, your friends and those Malays that think that, why am I making so much noise talking about Islam? You see, the reason why I talk, because everything affects me.
You understand?
The day they say, Siti, you are not under the Sharia coverage, okay? You are free to follow the civil law. I am no longer under the Sharia.
Yeah.
Lantak kau lah.
You don't care.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, understand.
Honestly, you think what I'm doing is because
this is the blunt, honest truth, man.
It is. I've always, people who know me, I am selfish. I said.
Yeah, humans are selfish.
Yes, I'm doing this for myself because it affects me. The day they say, okay, Siti, you are not going to be governed under the Sharia, because a lot of the enactments under the Sharia to me is bullshit. It's not God's law. Why are you are forcing me? You are forcing me.
Let me ask you, do you believe that most Malaysian Muslims, right, they understand that, they know that? Do you believe that majority know exactly what you're talking about?
They don't
but
know.
They just don't dare to do anything?
They know.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I feel like most people know already with social media now, but they just don't know how to act. How? What can they do? You know what happens if they act? Lim Ju Vynn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's crazy.
Me having you on this podcast,
Yeah.
I just look at the Lim Ju Vynn case and I just think like,
crazy,
so
right?
is that what's going to happen to me? You know what I mean?
Of course, yes.
That's the reason why people don't say anything.
Yeah.
They're scared.
You may not have to say anything. You don't have to say anything, but use your one power during election.
You're right.
That's it. Do not have to say anything. Utilize the one power which is given to you. During election, you vote for people whom you think will be doing the right thing for you and your life and your family, next time, I voted for PH. Okay, Hannah Yo is...
which election? Last G15?
Last election, yes.
15?
I voted for PH because I believe they are better than the rest, right? But I have doubts about Anwar Ibrahim as the leader.
Exactly. So
But we have no choice at that time. We thought, okay lah, never mind. But I never thought it would be this bad. Honestly.
and what do you mean by that?
Oh, by trying to implement, giving more and more powers to the Islamic authorities, bringing in more and more religious policies, giving Jakim more powers. What the hell? We thought this government will reduce the religious involvement in their policies. No. They don't. They make it worse, even worse than during PN time.
The truth is, right, if you're someone who's very conservative and very religious Muslim, you would think that the more religious authority power there is, the better for the whole country, right?
No, it's like this, okay? Yes, of course, they will think that.
Yeah.
Those brainwashed mind and who think that the way of their Islam, like the Taliban, is the best way lah. They will think that. But you see,
I was so surprised there's actually people in Malaysia that I did a reel, right, talking about children in women in Afghanistan cannot go to uni anymore.
Yes.
They can't even go to secondary school. There was people supporting it. And I was shocked. I'm like, what? These Malaysian people? I couldn't believe it.
yes, so
Yeah.
because they have been allowed to be taught this version of Islam, if you know what I mean. Now, who allowed them? Our government. Our government enabling them to be freely teaching in the madrasah, in the religious school, in even our sekolah, national school. They are allowed to spew this kind of narrative. You see, the extremist narrative of
Understand.
Islam. They are flourishing because government allowed them. You see, this is where leadership comes in lah.
So those people spewing whatever extremism in the surahs and all, right? I believe lah, okay, that they are spewing what they believe. But the thing is, the politicians, the people who have the power and authority to change something, I don't actually believe that they think it's the right thing. You know what I mean?
Some of them know it's the wrong thing. But
Exactly what I'm saying.
so what they are refusing to do is to cut down these people ability to spew more rubbish because they don't want to be seen as against Islam. You see, this is where the weak leadership comes in. You see, if a strong leadership, okay, our government have the vehicle, TV1, TV2, TV3, radio, Al Hijrah and all that. Okay, why don't they spew? Okay, tell the rakyat what these people are doing is wrong. This is not in accordance to Islam. Okay, this is what Islam is saying.
This actually is.
Yeah, that is why I said I blame leadership. I blame the politician. They are enabling these extremists to flourish. That's the problem.
So if they truly believe that there shouldn't be a room in our country for extremist preachings and all, right, what are they afraid of in not carrying out, like, okay, we need to stop all this? What are they afraid of?
Losing the voting bank lah. That's what they're worried about. You see, it's very simple, If they are the government now, why do you think they suddenly come out, you need a certificate or license to preach nowadays? Right?
Oh, when was this implemented?
A couple of years back. So Jakim said all preachers must need a license. Yeah. But you see, one thing, number one, they don't enforce. Okay? And then came up a statement from the royalties. Don't preach politics in the surau and the masjid. And what did Hadi Awang said? He doesn't care. He still preach. Any action taken? No.
Oh, he straight up just undermined the Sultan.
Hadi Awang, how many times he goes against the royalties? No action. That's why Saifuddin came out and say, recently, if they are going to implement the laws against the politician, past people will be the most going to be convicted. Why do you think he said that? You see, what he doesn't realize when he said that, it shows that you are the one without balls. You submit to the extremists like past. You know, you see, Saifuddin, I think he's not so bright, When he says this thing that if they use the law, going against, like talking about religion, 3R. Saifuddin Nasution. Last Sunday he said, if they were to use the law,
Yes.
past people will be the most convicted, he said. Then why don't you charge them? Why?
Yeah, why?
Exactly, that's the question.
They,
He's PH, right?
yeah.
PKR kan?
Okay.
Actually, he's not even elected, He's a senator, right?
So he was previously...
I think he lost a seat or something. Then he was appointed as senator. Yeah, this typical of people in government lah. They want to appoint their people.
Let's talk about the Era FM case. Yeah, so Era FM, most people probably already know what happened. The three DJs, Radin, Azad and Nabil, did the Kavadi dance, and there was some veil chanting.
Yeah, and then later tried to say, it's being edited. And then...
Who said edited? They said that?
Yeah, somebody's claim trying to make a story that is edited.
Oh, no. I think they already went and they also straight away apologized.
Exactly, that's it lah. That's why I said. Later on, they're trying to say it's edited. And then, kalau dia tak buat, kenapa dia apologize? Why they go to Batu Cave some more to apologize?
Yeah.
Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, never mind. Okay, this, but did you see recently? Anwar Ibrahim whining and dining, laughing and joking with them?
Oh, I heard, yeah. With the...
So what message is he sending out to the Hindu community? What message Anwar Ibrahim? It's okay, you make fun. It's okay. I still think you're funny.
I think the public response was quite harsh on them. Like they want more and more. They want like basically, they get suspended, right? Not enough. They want them fined.
No, I think no action now against them. Instead, they punish the
radio station. Yeah, they got fined 250,000.
Correct. Yeah. So it's just to, it's all a cover up lah. Honestly, they want to be seen doing something lah because there are a lot of public outrage just to appease the Hindu community. Okay. We as the Malaysian people must stand up against ridiculing anyone's religion.
Yeah.
I'm a Muslim. You. Okay. I know you're not Muslim lah. What?
I'm just free.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a free thinker. No matter what our faith, we must stand together to defend anyone who dares to ridicule any other belief. Whether, let's say, a Hindu ridicule your belief, which is like no belief, a free thinker, saying that, you are like whatever lah. We must defend your right to believe whatever you want to believe. So it's not just the Hindus must stand up against this. We, as the right-minded people of Malaysia, must stand up against this. Now, yes, I think Ezra DJ maybe wants to be funny, they just want to joke a bit about it, okay? And it's quite unfortunate that they don't see that as an insult to, because it's to the Hindus is God,
Yeah.
This veil is, they're calling out to their God. You imagine, you use the word Allah lah. I can imagine the Malays will go berserk lah. Okay?
No, yeah, of course, understand that.
Yeah.
I think what actually happened was the dance that he was doing. He was trying to imitate some Muay Thai fighter, which when he walked out, he was doing some dance. So while he was imitating that dance, one of them chanted the veil. So that's when it kind of like unintentionally became
Yeah, that's the excuse I heard lah.
That's what I heard also.
Yeah, but we don't know the truth. Yeah, but the way he dance is according to the sound of the veil. Sorry to say lah, okay? Yeah, it is, and the way he did like that also, that's not Muay Thai lah. Please lah, we are not idiots lah. Okay, just admit your mistake. You make a mistake, yeah, fine. You see, to be honest, I think it was a mistake they make, and they have apologized. Okay, yes, they shouldn't have done it, and they realized that it was insensitive. Yeah. But what Zamri Vinoth did was far worse than the DJs. Well, he said the Kavadi bearers are like intoxicated, from like drinking toddy or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a clear insult, man. Clear insult.
I heard that also. He said like it looks like they kena rasuk or mabuk,
yes,
right? Which is possessed or drunk.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a clear insult. That is worse than the era DJ.
Definitely.
Honestly, okay, but no action. No action.
But do you know why, where or what he said that? Do you actually see the video?
No, it's not a video. He posted on his social media.
Oh, you actually saw the post?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was straight, because I was trying to find like where he said it. So it was actually written.
Yes.
Which is him saying. Yeah, which is him saying it.
Yep.
So why is nothing?
Oh, good question.
Why is
Hello,
nothing happening?
Zamri Vinoth. There's a rape case against him.
I heard you talk about this on your YouTube video.
Yeah, just now. You know why? And that, you imagine rape case pun nothing being done. So in fact, he has said many nasty things, but nothing has ever done to him. Why? Why?
Why?
Huh? Especially this rape case lah. You know? And this girl came to court to actually say, yes, he raped me. Police did nothing.
No, was this a public, like, was it, I mean, like, did it come out in the news? No, right?
Why, this is it. Why is it not in the news?
When was this? Sorry, when was this?
Okay, wait.
And how did you know about it?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was involved in the case with him lah. He sued Arun because Arun claimed he raped someone. Okay.
Arun claimed Zamri
Vinoth raped someone.
Yes.
So then Arun counter sue him for calling him as Musuh Islam. So I came in, Zamri sue Arun, and then Arun counter sue.
Okay.
And I joined Arun because in the same message, he called me Musuh Islam. Okay? So I also sue Zamri Vinoth. So during the trial, the girl came to say that, yes, he did rape me. This girl is a Chinese convert. She was 17 or 18 at that time. And Zamri Vinoth, according to her, bawa dia pergi rumah Zamri.
Wow.
And then dia punya lawyer trying to tell this girl, why don't you shout and scream? Because rumah dia kan sebelah-sebelah ada neighbor kan. Why don't you shout and scream? You look at the girl, you know that this girl will be really scared. She is so timid.
This was how many years ago?
My case last year.
Last year, but when she was 17, that was?
A couple of years back.
Okay. So now she's maybe 20s.
Yes.
Okay.
She's married now.
So...
And she actually said Zamri tried to pressure her to withdraw.
Withdraw from the case?
Yeah, withdraw the report. I'm telling you...
No, so what happened to the case now?
The only reason Zamri won because judge said because Zamri was not convicted. He was not even charged for the rape. Because the police sat on it. Right now, it's not even NFA. It's just there. It's just lying there. Despite all evidence still kept by the police. The bed, dia punya seluar dalam, the medical, all there.
Whoa, what?
And it favors her, the girl.
Yes!
Wow.
No. So
So that's why I thought I bring out this. Okay, never mind lah. Dia cakap pasal Hindu ke apa ke. Mere talk. This is rape case.
for people that think you are making something up,
Not. Is this a? You go and check lah the case.
where can they check it?
Well, I can give you the case number, and then you can go and withdraw the notes of proceeding.
It's not that I don't believe you, you know.
Yeah,
I know. I'm
yeah.
just
No worries.
saying.
I even
yeah.
have the police report number.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no.
This is a public case lah. I cannot talk about it if it's not, but it is already over the case. So now he
How
appeals.
can it be over?
No, he I won against him. He won against Arun, and Arun won against him. So for them it's 0-0.
Yes.
But he owes me money, 100,000. He hasn't paid. Now, yes, he appealed the matter to court now. It's in the court of appeal. Okay? So he appealed for all the decisions made by the judge lah.
No. So the case, what was his sentence or what?
He won against Arun for Arun calling him a rapist. Okay?
Yes.
Because the judge says he's not charged and convicted. That's the only thing. Although the girl came to actually said, yes, the rape did happen.
Yeah. No, I thought if a girl said that, then
Yeah.
you should definitely go to jail already. It doesn't work like that way.
Supposed to lah. But
The
the
proof-
police tak charge dia macam mana?
How can the police... No, see, this is the question. How can the police not charge?
Exactly. This is the question, darling. We have to pressure. Yeah. If you want to see actually all the information in the Court of Appeal punya ni court paper, it's a fact. If just because he's an Islamic preacher he gets away with it, imagine what are they free to rape girls? The young convert girls. You tak sakit hati ka? I sakit hati, you know. How can he get away with a rape? You know, the girl is like really was so suffering, you know. You look at her, you know that
It's traumatic lah. Very, very
traumatic.
traumatic.
Kesian dia.
Yeah.
Baru convert, lepas tu take advantage on the poor girl. Bastard.
Do you know if she's probably still Muslim?
She's still a Muslim. She
'Cause you
married a Malay guy. I met her in the court.
So
sakit hati lah, tell you.
it is, man. It's crazy lah. Yeah. Did you look much into the Lim Ju Vynn case? Like, do you know what's going to happen now? Apparently, investigation is still ongoing, but
That's why you can't
huh?
I think she can't talk.
We can talk about it, but we don't know because right now what really gets me, as what I have mentioned in my channel, if the investigation is still going on, why are the police very fast saying no criminal element? That is the question we must ask.
Straight away they said that.
Correct. The first day.
The first
already
day,
said that.
and it came out on the headline "No foul play." That was the
Yeah.
headline "No foul play."
Right. So that is the question we must keep on asking. Why are the police so fast in making conclusion? Okay? From the first day until now, they already announced no foul play, no criminal element. How can you explain the condition? I heard that he was found 2 days after he died.
Yeah, so he was tied on his neck and his legs.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure if in the chair.
There are
or on
only
the floor,
two things lah. Either he killed himself,
or he asked someone to kill him.
no, or he died of kinky stuff.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. You know?
I understand.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
but why would he want to do it in the office?
So
Kan?
yeah. Mad kink. So okay lah. So
And then, no, there's a question. CCTV.
yes.
All office now got CCTV. Are you telling me his office tu tidak ada orang masuk for 2 days? He has no communication for 2 days.
But the CCTV not working.
Possible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So okay.
Is he married? We see very sparse information about him, you know. Very, very sparse. Even the family also.
Cannot say anything.
I don't know. We don't know.
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
It's quite long already. Almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I find this case very strange because Nothing from the family. The
Yes.
family has not said anything.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. The public has said it looks like a Teoh Beng Hock 2.0 lah.
Correct.
That's what the response is saying. lah.
Yes.
And okay lah, so of course there has to be proof before they confirm anything, but also how can they straight away say no foul play? That is the
Correct.
main thing.
The main thing. If let's say the police did not say anything, right? If they keep on saying it's still under investigation, we understand. You are not going to condemn them. But very fast, first they already come out and say, no foul play, blah, blah, blah. You terus syak. Oh, something not right lah. Why are they trying to cover?
The question is, because when I look at the headlines, right, which said lawyer found dead in office, tied up, there was no foul play detected. All of the comments, every comment said this is super skeptical, looks like Teoh Beng Hock 2.0, something
Yeah.
like that. So the question is, why do you think the police made that statement, even though they know everyone is going to be outraged? Do they think that, we're just going to forget? They think that, right? Is it?
Either the police are so incompetent,
Or
they're stupid, or they're trying to cover something.
they are obvious. I mean,
Yeah. So obviously they have idiots lah working for the police, for actually saying these things outwardly so fast.
yeah. Or
They really think we are idiots lah.
or maybe they think like, it's okay, people know already that we do this type of stuff, but they will still forget. You know what I mean? They already know that we do crazy stuff,
Probably.
but they will still
Yeah,
forget.
because there's no outrage.
Or even if there's outrage,
Only
it's
for a while.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, which is so sad
Yeah,
lah
but
to
the
see.
Teoh Beng Hock, one thing his family really, really, really fight for him.
Do you know what happened now? The current
Remember they protest in front of the
yeah,
parliament,
many
and then
times PMX respond also.
so he said he's gonna meet. I think he met them lah.
yeah.
I'm not sure what's happening now because the
Yeah.
family also, the Teoh Beng Hock trust also quiet about it. I don't know. Maybe something going on lah inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know.
Okay. Yeah. So a common narrative from us Malaysians, right, is like the non-Malays in Malaysia are being oppressed. Of course, this is referring to like certain privileges that the majority race here has. But you've mentioned before that the most oppressed people in this country are actually the Malays.
Yep.
Why do you say so?
Hello, I have laws against me. Okay, what to eat, what to drink, and even what to think. Okay, isn't that being the most oppressed? I am not free to do what you do. Okay, you think you're losing? Okay, I am not. I can't even afford to use the so-called 7% discount to buy properties. Okay.
Why cannot?
Because I'm so poor, I cannot afford. I cannot afford to buy a property. Okay. So there goes the so-called 7% advantages that I get in buying a new property. What other benefits I get as a Bumi Putra, as a Malay?
University quotas.
Is it
Yeah.
really? I wouldn't want to go into our local university, even if offered lah. To be honest, yeah. So what else? What else that that you think the Malay benefit? Nothing, you know. But the Malays seem to think they have rights more than others. But they don't understand their rights. Most of their rights are being taken away from them. You know, I mean, our daily life is being monitored, being like control. You know, we have no right. Any Malay or Muslim who wants to leave their religion, not allowed. You can leave it anytime, but a Malay Muslim cannot. Or once you're a Muslim, here in this country, once you're a Muslim, you become Malay lah. Okay, by constitution it says that if you a Malay is one who is a Muslim, talks Malay, and then the culture is, you practice the culture of a Malay. So that means you're a Malay already.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why Ridwan T thinks he's a Malay lah, I mean, I think in Malaysia only kot, that define a race, But anyway, so I am the most oppressed. I cannot, let's say if I want to, leave Islam if I want to, because, and then they will tell me what kind of Islam I must be. You cannot disagree. If you disagree, you are going to be punished. You have to follow their version of Islam. The Sunnah wal Jama'ah, only one. So that's why they persecute the Shia, the Ahmadiyya. They persecute anyone who is different from them, who disagree with their views. Okay? So, is that a right that you want? I'm not allowed to drink whatever drink I want. Okay? If I drink alcohol, I can be punished. If I drink anything outside their version of Islam, I can be punished.
Okay, let me push back. But what if the reason why they have made it this way and impose such restrictions or control over us is because it is following the special religion of our country, which is Islam?
No, what they're following is not even Islamic. I can say you categorically it's not Islamic. There is no compulsion in Islam. Very clear. Meaning that you cannot compel or force anyone to remain in the religion if they don't want to. You cannot force anyone if they want to drink whatever, because as long there is no harm done to others, the punishment is all up to God later on. It's not human being to punish you. Okay? You cannot raid budget hotels, to find people who are supposedly doing kalwat or, arrest people in a closed room. We are now in a kalwat situation.
Yeah.
You, I, and this one. We are in a kalwat situation. Do you know that? Kalwat is not just about sex, When you are in an enclosed place with non-related people, you see in Islam, if you want to charge people for kalwat, or zina, or sex, or adultery, you must have a witness, you must actually see that person having sex, penetrating each other. That is what Islam is.
Yeah.
You must have, and then that person must be a person of good standing in the society. But what are you doing now? The so-called religious enforcement people come with bring media and then crash people's home. You're not supposed to. In a closed door, you're not supposed to, what they call it, mengaibkan orang tahu. You go and find people to show that they are doing something wrong.
So why do you think they're doing this?
You must ask the people who are up there lah. Yeah, okay. Why are they implementing which is so un-Islamic? Even Mufti Police disagree with the raiding of the hotels and things like that.
Mufti Police, is it the one that
Mazhar.
Oh, Mazhar, yeah. Mazhar.
There are some things he says which is quite good, but there are things sometimes, when it comes to Zakir Naik, he becomes like, defender of Zakir Naik.
Is Zakir Naik still staying in Malaysia?
Yes.
He is, right? But he's sort of like not, there's no public appearance or what.
Oh, yes. Recently he was invited by Mazhar and gang.
Is he allowed again to preach here?
Yes, Saifuddin said yes.
Recently only, right? Okay, let me ask you GE16, right? The next elections, do you think PMX will remain as Prime Minister from our country? Or what's your prediction now?
I got the feeling Anwar will jump ship. Okay? Yeah. I got the feeling he will jump ship and join the Malay parties. Okay? This is my feeling lah. Because he knows that he's not getting the support from his own party with what he's doing. As well, of course, DAP, quietly, I think behind it, they don't like what's going on. But, they have to pretend they are in support lah. I think lah. To be honest, I have no cable lah. Just from what I see. If you notice past, never say anything negative about Anwar. And you have to see what Anwar is doing right now. Who is he trying to please? Who is he trying to appease? Who is he trying to convince? Not his voters. If you notice I'm in a Malay group lah. I'm in a few Malay group, and I notice they are trying to show that Anwar Ibrahim is very Islamic, telling how he's the one who actually changed the landscape of Malaysia,
okay.
which is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who make it more Islamic, and that he is really pro-Islamic, is so-called Islam. When I say pro-Islam, you see, to be honest, I there's nothing wrong with Islam per se, because what I have studied is not what they are practicing lah. Whatever being practiced now in Malaysia, to me, is an Arab religion. It is not Islam per se. Even Arab is changing, Yeah, so...
Is it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So this is what is I foresee. I don't know, but I don't think Anwar Ibrahim will survive if he remains in the PH group.
Okay.
I don't think so. But he will survive if he jump ship and join the other group, PN. But Bersatu may not like it.
Work out, he could jump ship to UMNO and become a party.
Yeah, that's the way lah. Whether UMNO will accept him, possibly, because amongst all of their leaders, they are all tainted, but accept him. And then although he's been convicted, people say that it's a made up thing, but we all know it's not lah. It's not really set up. You just read the judgment lah.
Oh, something's more current now. What do you think is going to happen with Ismail Sabri, his current case?
Malaysia boleh.
Yeah.
So what happened to Zahid? What happened to all those people? So melepas.
He'll get away.
He will lepas one.
Just give him his money.
Yeah.
There was a video. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
I really think that he will lepas, but his assistant may not. And then one assistant in London, right? That woman with more money. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, I have no faith. I have faith in the justice system, in the judiciary lah. For now, I have. With Tengku Maimun leadership, I have faith. But with the enforcement, whether they want to charge or not, it's quite dodgy that Anwar appoints his man, honestly. So, honestly, I really, something is seriously wrong lah with our government. For not doing the first thing they should do is separation of powers.
So that's what Anwar actually has said, right? Since he came to power, he's separated or he's made the judiciary independent. Is that
No, it's
even
not.
true? It's not. Okay.
It's not. If you really follow the convention lah, who should be the CJ now? The most senior should be. See, Nalini should be the one next in line, but she's not. He's appointing his own man.
Which is how you stay in power. Yeah.
So, I think this has been written by lawyers about their concern with the way the AG being appointed, things like that. Now, you see, his man, I think, is already waiting in line. I don't know, something like that. But, yeah, there's nothing. He's done nothing. He's done nothing according to the manifesto of PH. In fact, he's making it worse.
So for the next elections, let's just say for like the younger voters or whoever, who do they look to? Because I think everyone is just confused on who to vote for because
Yes. Okay, to all voters, young and old, because you see, to be honest, I have no. People say, oh, the young people, the one should lead us. No, see, the right people must lead us. Doesn't matter what age. Okay, so to all Malaysians, no matter what race and faith you are. Now, if you want us, Malaysia, to go down like any other so-called Islamic countries, keep on voting the same people right now in the parliament, no matter from whatever party. Now, the next election, watch out for new faces, new blood. Give them a chance, You see, we have tried all of them now. We have tried UMNO, we have tried PKR, we have tried DAP, we have tried every one of them right now. None of them have made attempts to change the country to a better place. What they do is they keep on using the same modus operandi, which is using religion and race as their weapon, and that they think will bring them the votes. But I think they are undermining Malaysians, including the Malays. So for Malaysians who really want our country to succeed, okay, and we have the freedom to practice our faith and do our own thing without doing any harm to others, then you must give a chance to new faces, new blood. Doesn't matter what age, what gender, as long we give a chance to new whole lot of people and see where they can take us. If they failed to do whatever they have said they will do, then we elect other people. That is the power we have in our hands. In a democracy, every 5 years, we use this power to bring down idiots who wants to use us for their own, wealth.
Yeah.
For their own gain.
Any names in mind? Young blood.
It's not about age.
Yes.
It's not about...
fresh.
Fresh blood.
Yes, fresh blood, not
fresh
young
blood, fresh faces, new faces. Watch out this space. Yeah.
Syed Sadiq?
Yeah, Syed Sadiq actually is not bad, Unfortunately, he has a baggage already, being labelled as Mahathir's boy lah and all that. But I do believe Syed is a good person. I do believe.
I do believe that too.
I know him and I don't know him that close, but you can read a person from your interaction.
You can.
With a few times, He's a really nice guy. Okay. Yeah, but he's still young, and you see what we need, to be honest lah. We need a courageous leader. A person or persons, people who dare to challenge the norm. People who dare to take us to the next level. Yes. Wait and see whether we can get those kind of leaderships. Yeah.
Okay.
Would you ever consider running?
She has before.
Yes, I did. Yes, but people still don't understand the concept of independence. You see, they think that what can you do alone, in the parliament, or what can the independents do? And also because I don't blame them, because they have seen independents jump ship, suddenly supporting whoever pays the money. So yeah, honestly, when I entered GE15, I knew that I'm not gonna win.
Yes.
You see, it is just to give an idea to the public that you can have someone who will speak up on issues that no one will. For me, I always talk about the separation of religion from politics.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that we are bringing down religion. No. We want to stop religion being politicized. are being used as a tool by politicians. So so that they remain in power. So that's why I want to introduce the idea. But it's okay. People start to see now that, yeah, we can actually have people in parliament going against what they are. But right now, no one will say anything against people who talk about Islam. Yeah, for me, you keep your religion to yourself, lah. Don't bring into politics.
So why do you think it can't go together, politics and religion?
Cannot, because you see, you cannot fight. When someone use religion, lah, there is no way you can counter religion. You cannot counter religion.
Because you're not supposed to ask questions.
Correct. You cannot. Yeah. So you cannot bring religion into politics. You cannot say that, let's say this government implementing policies in all of the government department. If you say something against it, you will be deemed what?
Enemy
of that religion.
Yeah. Or you have a target on you already.
Correct.
Like you are.
And then the practice also, like, because of Islam, then you cannot use this microwave lah, because the non-Muslim maybe things like that. I mean, so many things. There's a domino effect.
Yeah, understand.
Yeah.
Siti, I also was like, I said this just earlier lah, but like I was worried to have you on the podcast, and also just to do podcasts like this, right? I know it isn't that way, but I don't know why I have this feeling like I'm scared that people think it's us versus them. It's always us versus them. Either you're up for secularism versus the opposite lah.
Yeah. See, this is.
But I after listening to everything you say, right? I mean, apart from the fact that people might take it the wrong way, because you're very loud and you're a woman who dares to speak the truth and say things that are not commonly spoken, right? They might. I do feel like everything that you've said is right, and it should be that way if you want a better
if you want
country.
To know, Islam is a very secular religion. You see, the problem is our government failed to teach the true Islam to the Muslims, to the Malays. They allow the extremists to
Do what they want.
To do what they want, say what they want. Okay? So if really you are the government, you want to teach what is the beauty of Islam, the real teaching of Islam, then you will actually provide these facilities. Tell the public, okay, Islam is like this. So that's why, they like the version of what they are teaching because it's a control. They even say, don't question the ustad. Don't question the mufti. Don't question the authorities. This is what they teach the Malays. A lot of Muslims are scared because of that. You see, you know why I dare? Because I know my own faith.
Understand.
You see, I study my own faith. And they say, how can you study on your own? You need a teacher. You need an ustad. Actually, my knowledge of probably the Quran is better than the ustads, that are giving preaching right now. They can spewing Arabic words and all that lah to all their likes. But he doesn't even understand that.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying all ustad are bad, but yeah, a lot of them who are the celebrity one lah, they think that they are the most knowledgeable.
Yeah. I'll ask you. This is a listener question, right?
Oh, ada orang.
Yeah, listener question.
Yeah.
Not gonna say the
Sure.
username. Do you believe in the right for Malaysians to have freedom of religion regardless of your birth religion?
Yes, absolutely. See, that this is enshrined under our constitution. Freedom of religion is one of them. Yeah, and then somehow or other, the cases have morphed into giving more powers to the Sharia. You know what I mean? And then when you go to Sharia, instead of allowing you to leave the religion, they will throw you into a rehabilitation center, try to get you not to leave religion. Like the recent case, she went through, and she's not even a born Muslim, and she can't even leave the religion. She was converted by her mother when she was 4 years old, when she married a Malay guy. But her mother never forced her to practice Islam or whatever in Islam. So she grew up as a Hindu. You see? Yeah. So then, she wanted to marry a Hindu guy. But of course, her IC all Islam and Hindu guy, and she never thought herself as a Muslim. And her mom came to say that, yeah, she never practiced a Muslim. I never forced her to be a Muslim and all that. But the court won't allow her to leave. What is this? How can you trap a person, and so you are denying her right to life, meaning right to a family life. She wants to marry a Hindu guy, and the Hindu guy doesn't want to become a Muslim, so they cannot get married because she can't leave Islam, because the government says, the authority says you cannot leave Islam, but her heart has never been in Islam. Even let's say a Muslim who really believe in Islam one day and then the next day he said, I want to leave, should be allowed.
Because your heart is not in there.
Yeah. Even in the Quran say, let them believe and disbelieve and believe. So, what does it mean? A person can believe today, tomorrow he can disbelieve, and then he can believe again. There's a verse in the Quran that says that. Yeah. So why is it then our government take it upon themselves, or the authorities think that, you have the right not to allow me or whoever to leave the religion? It's so wrong. It is so wrong. Not only this is a bad reflection to the religion itself, okay? Never mind the authorities lah. They are manipulating the religion. This is what I mean.
I'm trying.
I talked to the lawyers in Indonesia. 99% Muslim.
Yes.
They were shocked when I told them that, in Malaysia it's very difficult to leave Islam. You cannot actually. Okay? And she was shocked. Oh, di Indonesia, ini hari saya Muslim, besok saya boleh jadi Kristian, besok hari saya boleh jadi Muslim balik. Yeah. That's what, they were shocked that in Malaysia it's a fasting.
I'm trying my best to play devil's advocate, but
yes,
I can't.
Sure.
I can't. I can't. I also don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like I read all these comments. I already know the comment. I already know what people will say.
Yeah.
They'll say that's Indonesia, not Malaysia.
Yeah.
It's so stupid until I stopped reading because I already read.
Yeah, because they are Muslim. Islam is different from here. I won't bother to read.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's how I keep my sanity.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, so I've long discovered no point getting agitated with morons. Yeah.
I feel like it's so, for me to even do this podcast is like, of course we are gonna, the message will reach certain people.
For me,
right?
If I reach one person,
you happy
with my message, I am very happy.
I can understand why. Because
one person will talk to another person. So this is why I have, I'm not counting on whether I become popular or not, or become, hated or not. It's not my concern. My aim is, if my messages get to even one person, and the person suddenly, oh, betul lah, what she said, then, I have succeeded. So to me, that's the why I keep on doing despite the hate and all that. So
that's why I really respect, because I know, similar to like why a lot of the Chinese people are leaving Malaysia or whatever, the Malay people dare to say anything, and they kind of like don't have hope. You know, that's why.
You see, the hope is we have courageous leadership. And if the Malays really want to see change, they must choose courageous people that will do the change, will make the change. The good thing about Malaysia still is because we have a federal constitution. But if we do not act upon it now, the politician will mess up our federal constitution more and more. It's been changed many times. Let me explain why I am concerned. You see, why Malaysia before do not have this issue between the jurisdiction of Sharia court and the civil court. Right now, anything you mention Islam, they will say, oh, it must go back to the Sharia court. Where do this begin? Article 121A. This was amended back in 1987 by our who? Our current Prime Minister. He puts in place everything and now he wants to continue. From what I see lah. So you see, that's when it becomes problematic. Where is the jurisdiction of Sharia and where is the jurisdiction of the civil court? We started off Sharia court as only for family matters, which is what? Divorce, marriage, and inheritance. I'm good with that. And then Mr. Prime Minister added the precepts of Islam. The word precepts of Islam is inserted in the amendment.
Precepts referring to? I don't know what's that.
Anything that they deem to be Islamic.
Oh.
So it's expanding the power. Although in the latest case, Ning Elin and all that, including a few other cases, you see the court, that's why I said like Tengku Maimun, our CJ, make it clear that Sharia has their role and civil court has their role. So they have the right to bring down any enactments which are ultra vires of our federal constitution. But you see, when the federal constitution is not clear itself and we rely on the interpretation of judges, now judges changed. Now this decision by the federal court can be overtaken by another federal court decision. We don't know who are the judges being appointed, where are their inclination. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they can change. So that's why the federal constitution has to be solid, clear, the provision. Okay, so yeah, according to our federal constitution, Muslims actually is not excluded to leave the religion according to our federal constitution. But what the government is doing all this while is showing a bad light of Islam. Very, very negative view of Islam. This is what I can say lah.
When was it that once you're born a Muslim in Malaysia, you cannot convert? When did they? You cannot change. When did that? Was that implemented?
Over the years, the Sharia becoming more and more powerful.
When you were growing up, it wasn't like that, right?
Well, I mean, when I was growing up, this is like no one talks about religion
or
nothing. No, no one talks about. I cannot go to during Chinese New Year to my friend's house because it's haram. My father used to take me to a coffee shop. Very typical Chinese coffee shop.
Yeah.
Okay. I always go with him in a Chinese coffee shop. We having tea, and on the plate that my father pour my tea to cool it, and it's a Chinese. No, all the Malays go there. No issue. No one talks about it. Now everybody, itu kedai Cina lah. Itu kedai India. Ada halal certificate kah? No, nothing. No such thing. When I was growing up lah. And then I left at the age of 25. So even then, those time also when I was 25 years old, up until I'm 25 years old, there was nothing like what is happening now. But but it is already beginning to slowly happening. Okay, change. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you hear this argument when people say why the Malay stalls at the roadside, they don't have halal license but they can still eat?
Just because they are Muslims. See, they don't understand what is the halal mean. You see, halal means clean. You know, it is about the concept of hygienic. You know, hygiene reason. You know, it's not about just the way you cut the animal or whatever, but it is the whole process. So to them, just because you're a Muslim, you are deemed to be halal. This is the problem. This is the mindset, the kind of Malays that's being raised in Malaysia. You know, this is the problem. You know, I mean, any person who read the comments are like this type of Malays are. You know, usually I try to ignore them lah, but sometimes I said, you know, like just this morning I said, please don't make comment if your brain is at your feet. I said, you know, because he doesn't even.
Did you regret replying? Because every time I reply, I regret.
No, I don't regret.
I regret. I feel so stupid.
Sometimes I just feel okay lah. I must release this. You know. And usually I don't reply nice one. I don't try to be
the reason.
No, I don't try to reason because you cannot reason. I just try and tell them, hey, if you are so stupid, don't make any comments lah. But if you want to continue showing your stupidity, please go ahead. That's what I would say. So, you know, like really like hantam them lah instead of trying to, because these type of people, they just think by making comments negatively, you will feel down. That's what they want.
Yeah, they do want that.
Yeah, they want you to feel down.
And I can't understand because I don't do that, so I cannot understand why would they do that.
Oh yeah, you have to understand a lot of idiots and a lot of. Yes, a lot of.
Just the other day, because it was a clip about race-based policies, right? So we're talking about the quotas and whatever, like it shouldn't be a thing. And someone commented like, "Oh, it's in the constitution, blah blah, blah to have special privileges."
No such rubbish.
It is though, right? No.
You see, a lot of people think all this quota.
The 163.
Yeah,
the special position?
No, that doesn't mean that it's a special rights. Okay, it's all that is not a privilege. You know, actually, to be honest. Okay, the special rights. You know that they are the Bumi Putra. That's it. That's all. That you know to help them if they are not as economically better. You know. According to others, then help them. But it's not about like giving special rights for until the kingdom comes or whatever, until the end of the world. No, it's supposed to be limited because those time when the constitution was made, the Malays have been very economically down there.
Yeah, I understand.
So it's to help the Malays to come to the same level or at least the same with others, you know, with the Chinese. And so, you know, that's all. It's nothing about, and Islam as the religion of it's only for ceremonial purposes only. It's not like everything must be Islamic. Of course, this is what they're trying to, the narrative they're trying to make lah.
No.
Yes, so, but it's not actually.
Yeah. So I replied, but there were also non-Malays that fought for independence together alongside. What if you were one of them? Would you agree with having it this way, or would you want to change? And the reply was, I'll be grateful that they even let the Chinese and Indians all stay here.
You see, this is what they have been. You see, they don't understand about citizenship, you know, the meaning of citizenship, you know. We are all the same as citizens of Malaysia. Because even the Malays are pendatang, so don't talk about, you know, the Chinese.
Course.
Yeah, that's the problem. They don't know.
That's why I know humans, right? We are not this way. But they only turn up this way, the us versus them, because, and somehow, right, I'll be honest, I also feel like, that's why I picked this question, okay? the Malays often, this is another listener's question, the Malays often feel like their rights and position in this country are under threat. Because of that, the Chinese feel like they have been brainwashed into thinking that way. Have you ever thought, what if the Chinese are the ones that were brainwashed? So someone asked this, right? And I found this very interesting because, of course, whatever media I consume, political or non-political, is already sort of biased to myself. And obviously for me, it's English content. And we know that English content is already going to be leaning more towards left side liberal, right? Yeah. What would you say to that? Like, maybe you are the one that's brainwashed.
Is it? Oh. Okay, if I'm brainwashed, then my brain is brainwashing my own brain, basically, because I do weigh the situation. It's common sense. I think if you tell a third party, not Malaysian, okay, the situation and all that, they will say, yeah, it's just right to treat everybody equal. Okay, it's just common sense. You do not need to think too much. So why I believe that the Malays, not all Malays, mind you, because there are Malays who understand about equality, justice and all that. But these Malays who keep on piping up the same narrative that Malays have the rights, these are the one that's being fed to them, you know. They since small, through mainstream media or legacy media or education, they have been fed with this kind of information. You look at our school children books nowadays, history. Everything is about Malay, you know, like Benua Melayu. They created this new narrative all about Malays, you know, this sense of entitlement. These are over generation. They have tried to somehow or other, whoever planned this have a very low inferiority complex. I really believe that they want to make people think that, or the Malays to think that they are the original people here. They are, the best master builder of ships. They are everything. Yeah, I will be very proud. To be honest, I am a person who don't care about race. For me, we are all human beings. Yeah. And that's the first thing how I treat people, as human being. So anyone who think about race is because they have been taught that way. You see, I grew up, my mother, my parents never used religion and race. Never. You know, in fact, the people who helped my parents were the Chinese. You know, the Chinese that has kedai runcit, that give hutang, you know, the 5-5 book, okay?
Yeah.
And the Chinese doctor that actually gave free treatment when I was so ill. And these are the people that help a lot of the Malays, actually. But those time we don't think about Chinese and Malay. You know, why is it now? Why is it more now than before? You know, it's very simple. If you actually think about it, it's been built up over the years to teach the mindset of the Malays, the self-entitlement, that you are more superior. Okay? You are the original people of this country. And so the Malays grew up thinking that they are the ketuanan lah. Whose fault is that? I blame it to the politicians. Yeah. They are the one.
Well said.
Okay? They are the one who spread this narrative. So again, I said, you can say bottoms up to change the country. No, I said. We have done bottoms up for so long. I've been involved in the NGOs for so long. They have tried to meet up with ministers, politicians, with recommendation how to amend laws. All these years, what have they been doing? Meeting all these politicians. Friendly politician meet lah. Yeah. But never do anything about it. Okay?
Yeah.
We have been doing bottoms up for so long and it doesn't work. This is what I keep telling all my NGO friends. Now is the only way we can change this country is top bottom. When I say top bottom, from political. They are the one who set policies. They are the one who amend laws. They are the one who actually organize everything in this country. So the power is in their hands. They can change if they want. Seriously?
Yeah.
As I say, you let me become PM lah. One term. Let's see what I can do to change the narrative. And what the Malay will now understand about Islam. What is Islam all about? The beauty of Islam. Not what is right now being spewed by our preachers and politicians. You know, seriously. Actually, if people really know the real Islam, like, unfortunately, the extremists are getting the narrative bigger than Muslims like me. That's the problem. Somehow or other, it's all about control lah.
Yeah. And it's like you said lah, it's generations and generations.
Correct.
And they are so powerful right now.
Yes.
Yeah, it is scary. And
It is.
and the thing is, right, most people today, they weren't around when you were around, and where it was a different Malaysia.
Yes.
So they don't understand what you're talking about.
Yes.
I was born only in 1994. For me, it's almost
94.
94. It's almost always been this way,
You're a
lah, you know.
baby.
Yeah. Okay, can I ask about some indigenous stuff? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So how did you first get involved in working with the Orang Aslis?
Yeah,
And why?
I joined the Human Rights Committee under the Bar Council. And then the first trip I made to the Orang Asli village in Kampong Chang in Bido. Then I met the activist Tijah, you see. Then I started being close with Tijah, the activists. And then also, then we went to the interior, into the village, into the jungle lah. No, in Kelantan, in Pahang, we go everywhere. But at that time, the Orang Asli was still afraid. Okay, that was back in 2008, 2009. So I make a lot of trips with Tijala, especially to go into the villages. Those time they even don't open their door. You know, they're so scared because those time the Jakwa lah, that time JHEOA managed to tell the Orang Asli that we are bad people. We are
Who is this group?
the Jabatan Orang Asli.
Why would they say that you are bad people?
Yeah, they want to control the Orang Asli. They don't like us. Yeah,
But
they
no,
don't
but
yeah, you can't brain it, right?
no,
Yes.
I cannot brain it because it's like,
They are government people in charge of looking after the welfare of the Orang Asli. So they want to keep their control on them.
no, but that's because they know you, Siti Kasim. Is it, or
No, they don't want outsiders.
any NGO come also they
Correct,
don't
they
want?
don't like. Yeah. Especially when we are telling the Orang Asli, this is your right, you can do this. They don't want Orang Asli to know their rights. You see? Yeah.
So they've been doing. How long was this Jakwa created? Actually, a long time already.
A long time, yeah. Their act is in 1954, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And you know, Jakwa, I heard, receives a lot of funding every
Well,
year.
they receive funding. They're under the federal government.
Last year, 330 million.
Yeah. So see now, the internet is a brilliant thing lah. To be honest, I have to say, if you use it for good, it is a good thing. But of course, there are the bad things as well that's happening because of internet. But due to internet, the Orang Asli have more information. Okay, easy to get news to them as well. But before the internet become very popular, I started to go into the Orang Asli villages settlement 2008-9. But my first one was 2007 lah, around that code. But anyway, I start becoming active to give talks to Orang Asli.
Can I ask actually, but why did you want to make the initiative?
Because then I discovered that the poor Orang Asli, they are so scared. They are like, they are being controlled, and then I see that, their nature is very soft, non-confrontational. They are so accepting, and they are so scared to speak up against anyone who they deem to be more powerful than them, richer than them. So they are very scared, just a scared community. So I want to try and empower them, empower them and tell them they have the right to speak up. They have the right to stand up and say, take action against the authority. But because we are lawyers, because I'm a lawyer, so because they have more trust. Because I'm a lawyer, right? So they know that I'm talking with authority lah.
Yeah.
You see, they respect authority a lot, okay? They really, really look up to authorities. That's their mindset lah.
So
Dulu.
So for example, you were saying Jakwa is the one that told them
Control them.
They told them don't associate with
Yes, they don't like it. Until now even. Jakwa is not our friend.
No, I know, but how come? So the Orang Asli didn't listen to Jakwa. They still interact with you.
Now they are much more well informed. So yes, they now believe, because you see, after we started to bring in cases to courts and then we won for them, then they start to believe more and more.
Something that has probably never happened for them. No one has actually fought for their rights or whatever.
Then they realize that, that Jakwa is then Jakwa to start a bit worried lah. Then some Jakwa become more helpful. But some don't.
Because they have to be.
Yes.
helpful.
Then they realize the Orang Asli becoming more and more educated and more knowledgeable. So that they are now a bit more worried lah.
Okay, I want to ask a bit. I'll ask a bit about the significant cases you work with them with. But actually, this Orang Asli people, right? Like, are many of them? When did they go to school?
Yes, schools were provided to them. But when you talk about Orang Asli who live in the interior, meaning in the jungle, access is not so easy. Okay, there are so many problems with education. Access, as well as the way they are being treated in schools. Okay, so that's why there are many dropouts, because they feel that they were not treated fairly in school, and the way teachers and others do not treat them like they're dirty, smelly, or things like that. So yes, it's not that the government don't provide access, but they don't provide the right teachers. They don't provide the right access, proper access. They have to go to school, they have to leave their kampong, right? They don't provide proper accommodation to leave the school and things like that. A lot of things lah, a lot. Ayo, so many things lah. If I want to talk about the Orang Asli issues, many
cannot
things.
stop.
Cannot stop. There's so many.
You see, I was thinking like, are they very because how deep are the ones that you work with? How deep are they outside of any city? Any town or what?
See, it depends on the road, right? Most of the one that goes into the jungle are logging roads. So depends, if it's a rainy season, it's very bad. So it's really hard for them to come out. And how many of them can afford to buy a 4-wheel? So usually they have motorbikes. So it's not easy for them to come out and going in as well due to the road access. And the government seem to think that it's better for them to come out and live on the periphery of the town, and put them in you see, that's the problem, because they don't understand the psyche of the Orang Asli. This Orang Asli, you bawa dia pergi town, dia tak boleh hidup. They cannot live. You see, their skill is in hunting, farming. That's their skill. Okay, you. That's why when people ask me, Siti, I need some workers lah. Can you recommend me some Orang Asli? No, I said I won't, because You don't understand their nature. Their nature, they go into the jungle to find food or whatever. They will spend days inside. And they need all the energy they can. They need to be really, really fit.
Yeah, of
And
course.
then when you go, when they come out, after that they come out, they relax. Then people say, oh, tengok orang asli tu duduk, tak buat apa pun.
Yeah, you try and go and hunt some food
Yeah.
for your
You see,
family.
they think that just because orang asli sit around in their village, resting when they have come out, oh, they are lazy. You see, and that is what they don't understand. They don't understand the way orang asli live. They go into the jungle for a couple of days. You think it's easy, You try lah. Okay. Then that's the one thing. They don't have the concept of 9 to 5. Like regimented. Okay. So if I recommend someone to work somewhere, then the boss say you do this, then from this time to cannot. They get fed up and then they will just go off.
Yeah. So how do they earn money? Is through trading or hunting, selling?
Yeah, now it's more difficult for them because all the forest stuff gone, and
Their agricultural land all is gone.
no, they used to sell herbs and all this. Where do you get tongka ali and all that? They farm for their own lah. But now it's more difficult because of the lack of, the government now is taking the land more and more. See how they find money to buy their motorbike, for example. So what they do, if there's no work in the jungle, nothing to find, honey or whatever, they go out and work for a certain period of time. They will just go work as laborer anywhere, hotel ka whatever, to make money, just enough to buy the motorbike. Enough dia balik lah. Yeah.
So I was.
So that's why, unless I'm talking about orang asli who live in the jungle, but there are orang asli who live in town. So they are different. They are very different. Their mindset also
They're
different.
already urbanized.
Yeah, they are already urbanized. So that's different. So, but there are still quite a few thousand who still live in the jungle. Leave them alone if they want to live like that.
Yeah.
I
wanted to ask, do they want to receive help from the government or what, or do they just want to be left alone? That's all.
No, they're not against modernization. They're not against education.
What do they think about the city, the urban people and all? What do they think about that?
That's the thing. If they have been born in the jungle, don't try to bring them to town. They cannot leave. They will go back to the jungle. So that's why the government really, really want all of them to come out. So then they will change. But they don't want. They are happy in the jungle.
Yeah.
Okay, so leave them alone. They say what they want. Yes, they want access to education for their children. They want access to health. They want access to all the modernization. But don't tell them to leave where they have been there for thousands of years. From their ancestor until now they've been there. Even if they live in a hut made from bamboo, they're happy. Okay, if they think they need money, they will come out and make money. But don't try and change their lifestyle. You must ask them what they want lah. You know, that's the thing. If you ask them, they're quite happy where they are. Yes, they want facilities and help with regards, not help in the sense that give money like that. No, but allow them to open up a farm for themselves. Okay, for them to grow, tanam padi, tanam chili, whatever they need for themselves. Don't deem that as to be their taking government land or things like that. Leave their ancestral land alone where they go hunting, gathering and all that. Yeah, so
They speak Malay, or most of them, is it?
no, they have their own language.
So how do you have a translator?
No, they go to school, right? So
Yeah.
they can speak Malay.
Yeah. Most of them now, even the ones deep in the jungle, they can speak Malay.
Those who go to school. But
Okay.
there are some who don't go to school. They don't know how to speak Malay. They only know how their own language.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said at the start, the first there was some Orang Asli that you went and meet that they just don't have contact with people outside apart from the Jakwa. Is that what you said? They were very.
Yeah, Jakwa. They consider Jakwa as their father. Do you know that?
That's
How
the only
much?
people that they probably interact with outside.
Yes, yes. Now Jakwa even want to control further. That if anyone wants to go into the kampung Orang Asli, must get their permission.
So do you get their permission?
Who is Jakwa, man? You know, what is their role? They are not a zookeeper.
Yeah.
They think they're a zookeeper. You know, that's what they're doing. Yeah, they think the Orang Asli now are stupid. The Orang Asli are no longer stupid. The Orang Asli, a lot of them know their rights. Yeah.
What are some of the significant cases that you work with them?
Okay, right now, I think the most going to be a very important case is about the forced conversion case, the Batik case, where the Orang Asli were forced to convert into Islam.
How long ago was this?
Back in the 90s.
Oh, long time ago.
Long time ago. And they never knew about their IC got Islam and they got Muslim name because they didn't go to school. They don't know how to write. These are the Batik Maya, the Negrito descendant.
They don't even know what's IC.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, they know IC, but they cannot read. So,
okay.
So one of them, after years later, then start to learn how to read from NGOs that come to help them.
He's like, who gave me this name?
Then he said, oh, this not, he didn't realize this is his name. And then got Islam there. So then, I was the person the kampung met actually more than 10 years ago, telling me that they don't want to be a Muslim. They want to get out. They've never been a Muslim. So they want to get out of it, So I sat on it, honestly, for a long time.
This was 10 years ago already. Yeah.
More than 10 years, I said. But they really want to. Then finally, I bring a bunch of lawyers to take all the...
So why the sudden change in your decision to work with them?
No, because I see they persist. They really want, they need help and they really want to do something about their status, I see.
And they don't know who else to look for.
Yeah. So then I started to bring in lawyers, a group of us, to go in there. Now it's ongoing in Kuantan. The rest, the others are like land cases, and then of course the blockades. I was also arrested in 2012 when the first blockade by the Tamia in Gua Musang. So I was arrested.
Sorry, I don't understand. What was a blockade?
Blockade. The Orang Asli did a blockade?
No, I'm not sure.
You don't know?
I don't know, I'm sorry.
Yes. They don't allow the loggers to go in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just Google the blockade. Yeah, the blockade. They block all loggers from going in to log their forests.
And what happened?
Yeah, so they arrested me and Orang Asli and called me instigator I said, yes, if you say that I instigate them to know their rights, yes, I'm guilty as such, I said.
Okay, so to better understand, they actually have the right to block. Is it? Is that what you're saying?
It's
their land.
Yeah, it's their land, what? Like
it's simple as that, lah. This is my land. If I don't want loggers coming in, that's it.
So there's a big fight, lah. But unfortunately, our authorities are on the logger side, lah.
Of course, lah.
Yeah, there is no illegal logging, It's all legal. All given license and permit by the state government.
Have to.
At the expense of the Orang Asli.
So, what happened to that case? Did you...
No, there's no action taken against us. They just arrest us, lah. But you see, what I did was I briefed them what may happen. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, did the loggers still go in anyway after that? No.
Yeah, they continue lah after that. Yeah, so we took cases to court. But it's a huge area, so we won 2 of the cases.
Oh, you all actually, because rightfully so, you should have won.
2 cases won, but to find lawyers to do for free is difficult. That's the problem.
Understand. There's no one doing it.
Yeah, it's not easy lah. I wish I have the money to pay lawyers to do.
And the time.
I really, that's again, this is top bottom. We need to, if you really, don't talk about Orang Asli lah. Actually, what they are doing protecting the forest is for us as well. You see the big flood that happened in 2016, right? It's because the forest is empty. It's already logged. So the water cannot be retained. Because no more trees to retain, and that's why the flood went out to the urban area. The big flood 2016. And yet, people still don't see the correlation between the forest and our flooding and the water and all that.
Because money has to keep coming in.
Yeah. See, that's
So
the
they
thing.
need to cut more trees.
I really don't know lah. I mean, the Kelantanis, for example, they really think that if they vote pass, they will go to heaven.
Of
Really?
course they think that way.
So why do you think they managed to get to that level of the mentality of the people? Because the government allow. If they have nip it in the bud and said that, no, ini tak boleh, ini penipu, ini bukan Islam. Kalau, if they explain to the poor makcik in the kampung, makcik, apa orang PAS cakap ni tak betul, ini adalah salah. Explain to these kampung people what these preaching, these PAS people are saying are all against Islam. But what do? They do nothing. They just let these preachers, PAS preachers, all this go on and on and on. So that's why the Malay punya mindset.
I understand. I think one of the crazier ones is Hadi Awang actually said before that non-Malays are like wild animals, and people were okay with it,
Yes.
Like people still support him for saying that, and that's so crazy to think that a lot of people support even after saying something like that.
It's because they have been brainwashed. You cannot underestimate a brainwashed mind.
Yeah, no, they cannot, I feel like they will never see it the way that we see things.
Because the government make no effort to rectify that. That's why.
Yeah.
You imagine lah. You see, all the governments go along with it. Enable them. Condoning them. Occasionally they will say, this is not right lah. Like trying to be polite.
Yeah.
If you're a true Muslim, you want to defend your Islam, to not let people look down on our faith, you will say, this is rubbish. How can you as a Muslim say things like that? But no, we don't see or hear our politicians say such things because to be politically correct, to be not like Siti Kasim who are rude. Yes, but these people need to be rude. You need to be rude to these type of people.
Yeah. They're also thinking about their position for the next election.
That's the problem.
That's always been the problem, right?
I don't know lah, Brian.
Yeah,
I tell you.
I know. Siti, thank you. You I think we wrap up already.
Yep, good.
Yeah, thank you. You've said a lot for 2 hours this whole podcast.
About 2 hours.
2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yes.
Guys, I agree with everything that Siti has said so far lah. Like it might come off as too raw, crude or whatever.
No, it's
right?
it's better to be.
But I genuinely do believe if you listen to the whole full podcast, I don't see many people disagreeing at all because
Unless you're brainwashed lah. You refuse to see the truth.
I don't even see how a brainwashed person cannot understand.
Yeah, well.
Unless they think, okay, everything Siti Kasim said is a lie anyways.
Yes.
So, yeah, the bomb threat, it was fake.
Yes, I did it myself.
Yeah, she did it herself.
Yeah. Somebody even dare to write that. I actually planted it myself. You know that?
Of course they would think that way. Of course they would think that way.
Crazy.
Of course they would think that way because if not, right, if they really believe there was a bomb threat, they'll think, oh my god, something is seriously wrong with the authorities in our police or whatever.
Yeah.
Something is seriously wrong. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Alright guys, that's it for today's podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, you want to see more of Siti Kasim, Leave a comment what you thought about things that we talked about in this episode. If you want to see more of Siti Kasim, hit the like button. Leave a comment, hit the subscribe button. Please, that will help me out a lot. Go to Siti Kasim's channel. If you don't already know, she has a YouTube channel. Every week you'll post a video or two. It's just, yeah, a lot of videos anyways. Yeah, you can watch the older ones. But she talks about current issues, whatever's going on in our country today. Yeah, go and follow her page, follow her on Instagram, TikTok, yeah, all social media platforms. And yeah, give it up for Siti Kasim, guys. Thank you, Siti.
To my homies, I'm missing my oldies, my brothers, my cronies. We all went to court, but before only courts that we knew were the ones where we were shooting three, selling Kobe. To a legend, rest in peace to the old me, rest in peace to my brothers, rest in peace to my whole team. The oldest, I'm missing my shawty.